In the heart of the desert, a weary traveler uncovered an hourglass buried in the sand. Each falling grain seemed to change the world around him. What he discovered was not power, but a truth. Time itself is the greatest treasure we will ever hold. A parable of time, choice, and the wisdom of patience. The desert stretched endlessly, a golden sea beneath an unforgiving sky. For days the traveler had wandered, his water flask nearly empty, his strength almost gone. He had lost his path, and the dunes seemed to shift around him, as though the desert itself were alive. Each step grew heavier, his boots sinking into hot sand, his thoughts clouding. He prayed aloud, though no answer came but the whistle of the wind. At last he collapsed to his knees, sure his journey would end there. But as his hand dug into the dune for balance, his fingers struck glass. Brushing away the sand, he uncovered an hourglass, unlike any he had seen before. Its frame shimmered, as though carved from silver, though it was half buried in grit. The sand within glowed vainly, each grain catching the light like stars trapped in glass. He picked it up, marveling at its weight and beauty. As the final grains of sand slipped to the lower chamber, he blinked in confusion. Suddenly, the sun in the sky had shifted, as if hours had passed in an instant. The traveler turned the hourglass over, and as the first grains began to fall, the desert around him changed. The burning heat softened, a breeze stirred, and clouds drifted across the once merciless sky. It was as though time itself had bent to the rhythm of the falling sand. He tested it again. When he flipped the glass, the wind grew stronger, shaping the dunes into strange forms. Shadows stretched and shrank. Stars appeared while the sun still burned overhead. In disbelief, he realized the truth. The hourglass did not measure time, it commanded it. But as awe filled him, so did fear. What hand had left this in the desert? And why had it appeared to him now, in his hour of desperation? A whisper seemed to ride the wind. Time is a gift, not a master. Use it wisely, or it will turn against you. Thirst clawed at his throat, and the weight of the hourglass pressed heavy in his hands. He thought of using it to skip ahead, past his suffering, past the endless march, to the moment of salvation. But deep within, he knew there would be a cost. Instead, he slowed his breath, turned the hourglass once more, and let the falling sand guide him. With each grain, he felt his steps renewed. Hours seemed to stretch into days, yet his body did not weaken. The desert night came cool and calm, and by morning, the distant outline of a village shimmered on the horizon. As he approached the first well, he looked down at the hourglass, only to find it had crumbled into dust, leaving only sand between his fingers. He understood then. It had never been his to keep. It was a gift for a moment, a reminder that time itself is sacred, fleeting, and not to be wasted. The traveler discovered that time cannot be owned. It can only be honored. Each grain of sand, like each moment of life, slips through our hands, whether we notice or not. The traveler discovered that time cannot be owned. It can only be honored. Each grain of sand, like each moment of life, slips through our hands, whether we notice or not. If this tale spoke to you, remember to value your moments and walk with time, not against it. For more timeless parables and illustrated stories, like this video, subscribe, and follow Tale Ember, where old wisdom is reborn through story.